dun, dun, dun. Hey everybody, welcome back to Chandler's Kitchen. Just frying up a little bacon here, having a little late breakfast. If you didn't see the title card, today we're making Jian, or a crepe with eggs and stuff in it. Except instead of a crepe, we're going to use a tortilla because they're super convenient and honestly the quality is there. I'm going to use bacon, obviously, both as my cooking fat and as the protein to go with the eggs. So really, eggs and bacon, match made in heaven. So we're frying this bacon until crisp, and a great trick for this is one that my old man uses, where he actually puts a little plate in on the bacon to keep it flat. So these have been in the pan for about 3 minutes-ish. See if we can do them all at once. Oh yeah. Don't matter if they stick. Those are a little overdone. AKA Chandler style. Put the plate back in. Keep that continuous downward pressure. Okay, I don't want this to turn into a bread episode, so I'm going to get right to it. The order of operations is thus. Fry the bacon. Use the grease to lube up our tortilla on one side. We're going to scramble some eggs. We're going to throw in a little bit of salt and some green onion off the counter. We're going to mash that up. Two eggs might actually be too much for this, but you can always hold some back. Okay, good enough. Those were pretty close to done a second ago anyway, so we're going to prepare a landing pad for those right now. Quick status check. Really. Oh yeah, done. Get it out. Always flatten out your bacon as soon as it comes out of the oven or the pan, because in the pan everything's hot and pliable and flexible, but once it gets out of the pan everything starts setting almost immediately. You really don't have much time. Actually, we'll use our plate as a little press here to keep those flat. Level glass cooktop. I'm going to clean up some of these little burnt bits before I put my eggs in, because I don't want them to pick up all that stuff, but I want to keep the fat in there because that's got a ton of flavor, and otherwise I would just pour it in a jar where it will sit either on my counter or in my fridge for the rest of history. I'm just going to move that charred black stuff up to one side. Move that out. That plate needs washing anyway. Okay, we've got grease in the pan. We've got eggs. We've got tortilla ready to go. Bacon should be nice and cool by the time I need it. Bacon grease is starting to smoke. Let's get to it. Actually, I'm going to grease this up right now before I forget, because there might not be much in here once the eggs have done their thing. And there is no time to grease this up later, so we do it now. I like to grease my tortilla because it improves browning later on. It's going to have a bunch of wet eggs on top of it, so there won't be much. And there's going to be a lot of evaporation. It takes a lot of energy to evaporate water. And so I want to give this tortilla every chance it deserves to crisp up on the bottom, because it's not going to be in here very long. I'm going to turn the heat up again and get the eggs in. I need you. Looking good on time. Okay, once these go in, we want to agitate quickly because this pan is hot. We don't want anything to sort of stick to the bottom, although, let's be honest, it's going to happen. moving quickly, but not in a panic. Okay. Lateral movement in the pan, circular movement with the spatula. I'll try and smooth this out to the edges. Oh yeah, this is already coming together almost too quickly. Now, while the eggs are still a little bit wet, pliable, actually I need this to spread out a bit more. Okay, see the eggs, they're almost not wet on top anymore. There won't be a lot of moisture in there to grab my tortilla. So, I'm calling an audible. I need some cheese in here. Do I want cheese? No, no time for cheese. Plus, the only stuff I have is processed. Okay, so we get our tortilla in there, grease side up. Press that down. Hopefully it will grab on to some of those eggs. Force you down in there. And the whole thing will flip as a unit. Wait a beat. I'll check on our bacon. Okay. Extract a couple strips here. I'm just going to bust these up and throw them in. I'm going to give them a quick chop on my cutting board. BRB. Okay, there's our filling. All right, that's about as long as I want to wait on the eggs. Give a quick shake, get everything moving. Hopefully that's not just the tortillas skating around on top. This is the hard part because this is greasy now and more than a little bit hot. So I'm going to employ a flipping aid. Still true. Okay, you don't go under the center. You go off to one side. Here we go. Not bad. Didn't get all the egg, but considering how cooked it is, that's not bad. Okay, so get that tortilla down in contact with the pan. We're at 7 minutes 30. That can only stay in contact with the pan for maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes absolute tops, because it's gonna brown and then it's gonna burn. Oh my god! I swear that never happens. This is hoisin. It's sweet. It's kind of earthy. I don't even know what it's made with. Starch, water, soybeans, or sorry, sugar, water, soybeans, salt, sweet potato. Yeah, you know, typical Asian condiment. You don't need too much. You're gonna spread it around. Goodbye. And some chili oil. I don't have much oil left in here. It's mostly just chilies, but I'll spread it around as evenly as possible. Okay, we're coming up to the 1 minute mark that this thing has been face down. And that's okay. It'll be fine. Actually, I'll just kill the heat. Okay, so we got some chili oil and some hoisin. We got the bacon. Actually, before I do that, this is going to be folded into quarters so that you get lots of like crispy layers. So I'm going to make some fault lines here. Otherwise, my folding later is going to be a nightmare. So 90 degrees to each other. Make some kind of clear areas in the egg. This is a clear flaw in my earlier technique. But got cross shape there. And now I'm going to spread around my condiments here so that each bite gets a little bit. You don't get one that's a total chili oil blowout, and another one that's just hoisin. Actually, that doesn't sound so bad. A little variety in every bite. Oh yeah, this quarter here is going to be tasty. Anyway, you eat it all like a sandwich, so this doesn't matter too much. Get the bacon in. I'm just going to do it on half because then I minimize the amount of folding I have to do. Flipping aid. Fold the unbaconed half over the baconed half. Like that. Oh yeah, get some nice color there. Okay. Press to incorporate. And this is kind of like, at this stage, this thing's a little overstuffed and the eggs are all puffed up from the cooking, but at this stage, it's going to be like folding a football in half. But we shall try. Employ two aids at once here. One to hold, and one to fold. Press down to convince. And there you go. Jian Bing made white North American bachelor style. Normally you'd make this with like a fresh crepe batter and then you fill it with a lot of those same things, but you could put fried chicken in the middle, you could put a pork cutlet, all kinds of things. But this is great, and for the moment it's inedible because it's molten hot. So I'm going to let it chill out on my baking plate here for a second. Okay, here we go. This is gonna hurt. Oh, oh yeah. Babe, hoisin adds a little sweet thing. It's almost like an Asian maple syrup. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh, bacon down.